If you're guided by empirical thinking, that is to say, everything you want to say must be traced back to something empirical, then you have never had an experience of a cause when it's a cause. Therefore, in terms of empirical understanding, knowledge through the senses, do you know, now watch, do you know that it will produce a mark the next time I do this? Or is there a possibility that this chalk may have some hard surface there that will not make an impression such as it did before? Is that possible?
You might not move it. You might not press it.
Or a number of things might occur.
Sure.
So we try to keep all the variables down so there's only one or two present. But would you agree? Ah! It did it again. But do I know what will occur next time?
No.
Or do I have a high expectation that will occur again?
Very high.
You have an expectation, yeah.
But that is not knowing.
No?
That's hoping.
It's true.
Expectation is hoping. Now look what this does now. Look here, see? Let's argue this way. Suppose I say, I doubt that there's any legitimacy to the idea of up. But we can still have down. You would say,
No.
if you do away with one, you must do away with the other. Wait a minute now, look here. If the idea of effect is a term which is defined in terms of cause, if the effect defined a cause, the cause defined an effect, they're correlative terms. But if you have no knowledge or experience of the one, then you don't know what you're talking about when you use the idea of cause. Can you still use the word effect?
No.
Not legitimately.
That's the trouble with positive thinking. You're trying to eliminate the negative.
So wait a minute. If we base our thinking on what's called empirical evidence, then can we say that we know a cause? No, because you never experience it. You never experience it through the senses. And all you experience are, wait a minute, but how do you know it's an effect? If effect is defined in terms of a cause, and you have no experience of cause, well, then how do you get the idea of an effect? If one goes, the other is equally suspicious and must fall. If we mean that the effect of planting seeds, the effect of it, I'm assuming there's a cause. I'm assuming, therefore, the legitimacy to the idea of cause. Therefore, for what moderns do in such a case is they come up with a wonderful word and they say, I will no longer use the word cause and effect. I will use the idea of probability. There's a probability. There's a high probability. Therefore, we don't have to use the idea of cause and effect. And all we have to do now is look for correlations between things and then express that as a probability, and we can avoid the whole term cause and effect. That's right. That's the way moderns go. That's the way we've been taught. Therefore, which comes first, cause or effect?
Cause.
No, it can't. I mean, you wouldn't know it was a cause unless you...
Yeah, they'd have to come
You have to
together.
experience the cause before you know there's an
Can't-
effect.
It has to... Can't be.
Did you ever experience a cause?
No.
Within myself.
But not empirical.
No, not empirical.
Not empirical. Now, if someone were to say they experience it in themselves, like this, say, here I am, I'm going to will this. I did it. I control it. Cause and effect. Wait a minute, do I know the next time I order my hand to separate the fingers here that it necessarily will do so? Might there be all kinds of physiological problems that may intercede at this point and block this?
Yeah, but not likely.
But is it a certainty?
No.
Certainty. Is there a certainty? Are we back with expectation probability? If we know the odds are 1,000,000 to 1, I would say certainly bet on it. But in terms of knowing, can we establish the idea that there is a cause and effect that we are in control of internally? Ah, look here then. And sense experience is dumb and must be silent and can say nothing about cause and effect because it can't experience it. Well then, if no experience, then both cause and effect are empty. Now, wait, this is interesting indeed. Look here. We use the example now of seeds. I want to move now to the cookbook. Would you agree that you can use a cookbook and it will tell you how to arrange a whole number of things together and to create these things, not to create, you put these things together in a certain way and then treat them to heat or treat them with cold, then some consequence results. Right? That's the cookbook. That's a cookbook. Now, would you say, therefore, the way we look at cooking, what I'm calling cookbook cooking, right, based upon following recipes, would you say then you're coming to grips with a cause? Is there a cause in that?
Sure looks like.
Are you doing it?
Yes, you're doing it.
You're the agent.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
because if you don't put enough of this or enough of that,
Oh, by the way, do you know the result, the effect will naturally occur before it comes out of the oven or the freezer? Is there a probability that it may not?
a small one, but yes.
Oh. But in spite of that, would you not agree, transformations do take place? Those things do go through a transformation. And would you agree not only that, but those particular things coming together have to come together in a certain way, in a certain sequence, at a certain time? Or would you say, oh, no. What you do is you take all the things and dump them into a mixer, and out comes the mix. That's all you need to do, and then throw in a match? No.
For
Right.
a match.
So, right here. So there's something curious that's going on. Transformations take place, but yet we are obliged to pause before we use the idea of cause and effect. Or, here's our crisis now, all right? Here's our crisis. We only have a problem if we want to base our thinking on the empirical model. That's the crisis. That's the crisis. Because somehow, in some strange way, these transformations that go on, processes go on, things form themselves through processes. They're directed in a certain way, but you can't say you see or experience the cause. As a matter of fact, you can't say you experience the effect.